It's Nolan. Yeah, she from a small town, pecan brown, holding it down. On the way to college, dodging them clowns, fixing the crown. Yeah, off kilter but beautiful with no filters or lip fillers, making them girls jealous. But really, she simple, ain't thinking about it. She don't see what's popping, stick to herself, spiritually vibing. Her weakness is kindness, open to meeting people, but she don't see intention. She been sheltered, so when she gain the trust, believe in anything you tell her. Like a street smarts, natural sweetheart, swept off her feet by some nigga that call herself unique. They start buying and spending more time together through cuffing. Whether she with whatever, he got a hold of her hidden treasure. Next thing you know, she pregnant, stomach bulging. Homie losing composure through the term. This nigga barely sober. She insecure about his whereabouts. He quit the warehouse. She ain't hear from dude in days. Sleeping on his friend's couch. That's what he told her. But he's selling dope, trying to buy some baby coats. Caught up in the life, got arrested. Now she left the coat. Damn. Black queen in a vacant castle. It's like having a passport with nowhere to travel. Yeah. All right. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry. If you enjoyed what you just heard, that song is called SBW from my album Southside Nolan. Just a quick intro before we get into the show. You know what I'm saying? Just giving y'all been wanting other ways to like introduce and, you know, give like breaks and play some of the music. So I'm taking y'all suggestions. You know what I'm saying? So being that we took about an extra minute of your time, let's jump right into the show. All right, we've got Kanye on the docket. We've got Lauren London on behalf of Nipsey Hussle on the docket. And we've also got the GOAT, the real GOAT. Now, my personal GOAT, you know what I mean, in terms of, you know, longevity and all that is Jay. But my favorite all-time artist is Pac. We got him on the docket as well, for multiple reasons, as a matter of fact. Now, we're going to jump this off with Kanye. As I alluded to yesterday, he's got this interview with Justin LaBoy, this interview on the download. Right now, it's paywalled. However, there are some content creators that have been uploading the full version, or at least the full version of part one of this conversation. I'm not going to play the entire conversation, but I do want to get Kanye's full perspective in terms of the beef with Drake, going at J. Cole, and apparently he's got some ill feelings, or at least he's making it seem as though he doesn't, but clearly he does, towards Lil Durk for going out and touring with Drake, right? So now he's got some type of animosity towards anybody that's allowing themselves to be used in Drake's movement, right? Or if they're contributing to Drake's movement, or if they've had any sort of connection with him in the past, and then they're kind of playing both sides. Yeah, he's not really feeling that. So we're going to open up the show by playing some of this interview from Kanye, letting him get some things off his chest, try to get a little bit more understanding as to what it is that he's feeling nowadays. Because we played very short clips before, but now we've got a little bit more details, a little bit more context that can support what he's going into. I know Kanye's not the most popular guy on this channel as far as the insiders are concerned. I know y'all don't care for him all that much, but he is a peculiar figure that he demands attention. You know what I mean? When he speaks, it kind of commands something, right? So we're going to give him a little bit of that just to try to gain understanding, and then we're going to move right along to other things. All right, so let's get into that, shall we? All right, cool.
Daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy, Drake has a rich baby.
Now y'all know this is we played the beginning of this clip as far as Drake having the rich baby daddy Lucian Grange, just to give y'all further context as to what he's talking about, and from there he's gonna start talking about other people.
Daddy named Lucian.
So all of his streams in the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucian.
Well, Lucian worked for people who control the banks in Africa, who keep, you know.
Oh my God!
Think about
download.
We had Black Wall Street, we had Harlem, we've been gentrified, and we ain't really been pulled together since, other than to maintain what they call the black vote, which you don't have an opinion in that vote. And then they get all these celebrities, they go on TV like, we got a problem with his political opinion. He's out of control. He's bipolar. He's anti-Semite. He's whatever they want to call somebody to try to get people to not listen or have, take away the influence. But look, it's just, I'm God, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I'm back here again. I'm letting y'all know what it is. It's like, it ain't even shit. It's like, this is what it is. I've returned,
Yeah. There you have it. Ye is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just change the AT to a D.
Hold on.
Here you go with this God talk, man. Nah, I'm personally not co-signing that, but I'm gonna let him get his shit off for the sake of allowing him to speak.
He's God. You on your real God level shit. You standing on it. So how you feel when people like Ross get involved in this shit? Like, have you been keeping up with that part, or are you just on some shit like, I'm God?
I said the like and love. It's like, I would say I love Ross. There's certain people I like and certain people I love. I understand that says that's, sort of, Ross, at that point, I've extended that level of a branch to say like, man, I really got love for Ross. And it's like, I haven't been keeping up like that. They call me, I'm sitting up there, sitting in heaven and shit, and then they say, God, come hop on this and shit. And it's like, here we go, the voice of God.
Yeah, no, how does that make you feel though? Like knowing you're that great, because you had Carnival that was #1, and then the next #1 after that, then they call you to be a part of what I believe is going to be another #1. Does that make you?
Yeah, it feels good. I had to come. I had to come and do my job. Right when I heard it, I was like, yo, Kendrick shifted the energy. You know what I mean? Like, we brought out Vultures #1, Carnival's #1. It was like it was our birthday every day.
Yeah.
Then they had this, like Metro, what he did with the beat. I feel about Pluto, most influential.
Yeah.
And then you got Kendrick on it too. Like people hit me like, listen to this right here. And I was like, okay, they shifted the energy. It's like we had to get to work.
Yeah.
So I'm up here working, and I just get like the back call or the like yo, get on. It's like, word. It's like,
it's up.
Life is made for me to win.
Nah, man, we love that. But before we change subjects, J. Cole apologized to Kendrick.
Fuck all that pussy shit.
Oh shit.
Fuck all that shit.
There you have it.
Yo, fuck all that shit, man. Because it's like that nigga J. Cole went on tour with Drake. He know what it is. It's like, nigga, you can't run now. It's you also. All this like.
It's up for Cole too.
Man, much love to all my Cole fans on the channel. I gotta pause for the cause, man, because I know y'all hate this shit, man. Niggas been on Cole head top for the last about 2 weeks. Niggas would not let Cole live, man. Ye talking about his ass. I've been talking about his ass. Jadakiss out here saying he's one of his favorite artists of today's era, today's generation, but he still hate the fact that he came out and apologized. It got him confused. Oh man, Dame Dash talked about the. Hey man, every day that passes, I think for those of y'all that had that theory about J. Cole basically bowing out to set the stage for a literal fall off before the album, I'm starting to believe he may have foresaw this. Just to give him a bit of credit, because the way a lot of influential people have come out and kind of been like, man, what the fuck? That's a tough pill to swallow, especially when J. Cole been out here, proclaiming to be a warrior and putting his flag down, and he's held hip hop down for a long time. I mean, he got what, damn near 15 in? 15 of them bitches in? And it go like this in year 15 when he was just at the top of his game, at the top of the game. I don't know. Maybe he did set the stage for his own fall off to come back and redeem himself with the next album. I don't know that to be a fact, but that theory is becoming a little bit more of a stronger case as I see each passing day. Gotta be honest.
If you say Cole, you can't say up and Cole in the same sentence.
Oh,
it's like,
God.
It's
Are
like,
apologies even allowed in rap beef though?
I don't know.
I've never seen no shit like that
don't,
before.
I don't listen to J. Cole, so I wouldn't even know. I just heard he had a song called False Idols, and somebody told me it's halfway about me. So it's like that,
Wow. There you got it, man.
Yeah.
when we talk about music, we're going to always talk about the GOAT. Ye's the GOAT. I mean, he's the only one who got the raps, the production, just everything that embodies this shit,
The
man.
money, the tape.
Oh,
One thing I don't like about this interview, and I'm quite sure it's definitely a requirement for them to have this conversation, is just how much this guy is stroking this man in front of the world. You know what I mean? Like, you don't got to do that. Just to be an interviewer, just to have a conversation with somebody, just to be able to put out content, you shouldn't have to stroke somebody that much ego-wise in order to make it a thing, right? To be like, you the God, oh, you the GOAT, you this and that. I mean, if you truly believe it, which is very possible that he could, but it's a bit excessive. Feeding into the God complex, extremely excessive. And I'm sure this is just a microcosm of the type of people that this man has around him at all times. You know what I mean? Pusha T is no longer around on that level, right? Sci-Hi is on and off around on that level. Consequence, who's been around from pretty much day one, is on and off on that level. You get what I'm saying? Rhyme Fest on and off. Really though, all of these people, the GLCs of the world, all of his core members that actually are willing to stand up and speak, they're the ones that fall off the wagon. Phone calls get made, niggas start having potato salad and remembering the good old days and shit, and they decide to come back only for shit to keep going in that same cycle. But the rest of them motherfuckers that's around this dude on a day-to-day basis that uphold the trains of thought, y'all motherfuckers are some dangerous people. I'm be honest. Justin, you one of them. Just saying.
the money. Why nobody, hold on. Why nobody ever beefed about, like, Ross and Drake arguing about money in houses? Why nobody ever came at you about money?
Because I made the most and we're going to make the most again. You know, that's what it is. It's like...
Everybody leave Ye alone when it come to money.
And then it's like I got my mind. They try to throw me out my mind. They try to medicate me. They really tried to physically take me off of this planet. And I'm here. Like, you got all that bipolar and the medication and turning me fat and all the reputation shit. That's like Tupac shot up in the elevator. So
you
now
looking healthy right now too, though.
Exactly. Exactly.
You in shape, nigga.
Yeah.
It's up. Man, we gonna move on to the next subject. Once again, this is the Download Podcast. My co-host today, the greatest living artist, the greatest living human. Yeah, you niggas cannot afford him to even do.
This man just called him the greatest living human. Hey, man. What the fuck going on, man? Somebody please check on this young man. Check his temperature. Check his vitals. Check his cavities. Because something ain't right. To come out and say the greatest living human, to put... I mean, I don't... Wow. Wow. That's something.
Anything. It's my brother, though. He pulled up. We moving on now. We got the NBA. We got gambling. Ye doesn't really watch much TV, but we're going to run this by him. There's a Toronto Raptor player named Jonte Porter. He received a lifetime ban from the NBA for violating gambling rules. Is it hypocrisy that the NBA promotes gambling through platforms like PrizePicks and FanDuels, but a ban a nigga for trying to get his money up while he's on an NBA minimum contract? Imagine you get banned for life.
Fuck the NBA.
There you have it.
Hey, you know my feelings about that. They just controlling niggas. They like, like the house in the hood where you learn to play basketball. The same people that own that house own the house that you get if you make it to the NBA. Let you get out of line, they're gonna send you back to that old house. But while you in line, they like, oh, you could buy a house for your mom, you could buy a house for your family, and most people gonna stay in line on that. They control by the money.
Right.
I'm not, that's what it is.
Okay.
NBA is cool. I'm happy to been able to see Michael Jordan when I was growing up, and that was inspiring up to a certain level. But
okay, yeah, there you have it. Yeah, he says fuck the NBA.
I remember seeing Kobe at a ski resort after I made New Slaves, and he said, "That's all we are, is high-priced slaves."
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But placebos and nocebos. You, what a man think he is. So we not the slaves. We are the kingdom, and I'm the head of the kingdom.
Yeah. How does it feel to be the head of the kingdom?
It always felt good, but just to like plant your feet there and know that we run this shit and Lucy don't run this shit, and it's the same spirit of Mike and Prince, Kendrick. Like this, the spirit. This is what we on. This is what we on. This is what I'm on. Period. Ain't nobody scared of nothing. We done been through everything, and that's
that just reminded me. Drake said we need to see Kendrick's contract. And I would love to see Kendrick's contract. We're never going to see it. I mean, we hardly see anyone's contract in the music industry. But the fact that he said Lucian don't control this, but then he compare Kendrick to Mike and Prince and put them in the same sentence. I'm wondering if he's privy to Kendrick perhaps leaving the Universal system, because we still don't know what PG Lang is or where, that lies. His last album was a PG Lang release, but it was also in tandem with Top Dog Entertainment, Interscope, Aftermath. So it'd be interesting if there's an album in May, like they allege. I'm wondering if this will be his first as a complete PG Lang artist, not affiliated with any other major labels. If we're going to see, under exclusive license to Interscope or Aftermath or whatever the fuck that may be, if we're going to see that in the description of his album, or if it's going to be a certified just PG Lang only release, which would make him pretty much an independent artist with major backing and perhaps out of the Lucian Grange, Interscope, Jimmy Iovine under umbrella, which would be very interesting because he ain't did no interviews, he ain't told nobody, he ain't said shit, you know what I mean? But I would love to know if that's the direction K-Dot been going in behind the scenes. I mean, he's still under Universal on the pub side. I think he did do a pub deal with Universal. Let me just look this up while we're here, because I did see this come out during the pandemic. Yeah, so they did do a publishing deal with him in 2020. I don't know if they put out figures on that deal, but I do remember this being a thing. Yep. So they did a publishing administration deal. Okay, so they don't run his publishing, but they basically do the admin and collections on behalf of him, right? The announcement comes after Lamar launched his own entertainment company, PG Lang, in March, and recently dispelled rumors that he had left his longtime label. Yeah, that was a rumor, and then the rumor actually was confirmed a year later. So, okay. In 2018, Lamar was rumored to be eyeing a new publishing deal at the expiration of his agreement with Warner Chappell Music. At the time, sources told Billboard that TDE was considering offers of between 20 and 40 million depending on the term. So that was the ballpark in 2018. I'm pretty sure he got more than that in 2020. So we don't know how much he got, but that was the going rate at the time. And this was before all those other superstars in music started selling their masters, selling their publishing, which is not what he did here. This is literally just an admin deal. But in order to keep him, in order to do all of those things, they definitely had to give him a bag. That's for fucking sure. But he's still under that umbrella of Universal at minimum. Okay? Back to Ye. I'm going to let him finish his thought. I'm going to get him all the way up to Dirk, and then we're going to move on to other things.
That's it. Nobody better play with me. Like, for instance, Dirk sent in a verse, and he said, take my Yeezy shirt off and make it a domat. And he
Lil
said it
Durk.
4 times. Yeah, Lil Durk said this. I hit him up. I said, you know, you're breaking my heart.
Wow.
Who told you to do this? I'm like, I don't know if it's a legal thing that happened, and I'm trying to sit with the man. I'm like, man, this is bad for the city. Who told you to do this, bro? It's just like when J. Cole did the diss track or whatever. It's like, it's one thing, you got Drake. It's like he's really paid to come and do whatever he does and shit, come on my neck, all this type of shit.
Right.
But it's another thing for somebody like that to come around you. It's like, that's all the whole friends, enemy kind of talk and shit. Like,
But Durk was on Vulture.
I think this Lil Durk thing is very interesting because throughout the rollout of Ye's last albums, Durk was in the fold with Ye. You know, the whole performing at the stadium, doing the live listening sessions. Durk was definitely involved in all of that. But for him to make the lyric, take my Yeezy shirt off and make it a doormat, like I never even heard that record. Never knew that line existed. But I find that very interesting. I don't know how wires got crossed, but it definitely sounds like it could have been Drake inspired because we know Durk plays both sides. And he joined that tour with Cole and Drake. Sound like some behind the scenes manipulation going on all fronts. Not just on one side, but on all fronts, if I'm being all the way honest.
Though.
yeah,
He
but
was rocking with you, so you telling me he really not rocking with you?
he must have never really liked me or whatever. I don't know exactly what it is, but I spoke to this man a few times about, you know, the line. Then he changed the line. Then he changed the line to, I take my Yeezy hat off and give my little hoe that. And I'm just like, why y'all think y'all could play with me? See, they think I'm like, oh, he's gonna get hyped up. Let's watch him. Like, people try to like take your kids and, you know, give you a rap bar, say some lines. Yo, it's like,
Are you disappointed in Durk? Honestly, like let's speak real. Like, you my brother. Are you disappointed in Durk?
I'm not disappointed. It's like, man, niggas is like, yo, y'all should meet up. Blah, blah, blah. I don't really listen to that much rap. No way. I don't know nobody. I don't know nobody fucking raps, man. I don't even know my own raps. I'll fucking put a mask on and grab a microphone.
I appreciate the honesty here. As he's done his rollouts, his concerts, his live listening sessions, he does not grab a mic. He goes on stage with a mask on and does not rap. And a lot of fans have actually been highly disappointed with the fact that he's been booked for concerts or shows or festival appearances, and he goes out there and it just presses play on music. A lot of people are not understanding what the fuck was going on with him. The nigga just told everybody in front of the world, nigga, I don't even know my own raps. Now, I don't know if that's in part to the fact that he's not writing the raps, because that's also a piece. But then there's also the prospect of, man, I'm just going in there, I'm laying this shit down, we playing it for people, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting this shit out, I'm leaving. It could be somewhat in the mind frame of leaving empty. If y'all have never heard of this concept before, it's basically when you have music, when you have ideas and thoughts that you want to put out into the world, not holding them back, allowing them to go out and be free flowing, allowing yourself to die empty. Basically, all your creations should live on through your fans, through the people that love you. And with that, you may not always stop and memorize all of these things because you're moving on to the next idea and the next creation, right? I would not be surprised if that's where he's at today. We've seen other celebrities in recent moments. I saw some people that were criticizing Nicki Minaj concert, and I think also Wayne, right? Where they had a teleprompter at the front of the stage. We weren't really accustomed to seeing artists perform on stage with a teleprompter so that they could have a refresher of their lyrics. Some people may find that to be lazy. I wouldn't mind performing with a motherfucking teleprompter, to be honest, in my space, because I know the majority of my lyrics, but sometimes as an artist, you may flub some shit. You got so much other shit in your mind. You're trying to get to the next line. You got all 20 most songs that you're trying to get to that night. You might fuck it up. Teleprompter gonna keep you on track. Now, if you up there just reading that bitch line for line, bar for bar on some Soulja Boy shit, I don't know about that. But if you need to look down every now and then and just make sure you staying on track, I don't think that's bad, especially not for artists that are tenured, especially not for artists that have a very hefty discography, man. That shit gets tough, right? Especially if you're not rehearsing and practicing on a day-to-day basis. But hey, I don't think Beyonce need a teleprompter. I don't think Hove need a teleprompter. It's a different level in the field. And that's not a shot at no one, period. Not at Nicki, not at Wayne, not at nobody else that's been using them, right? Because I just said it my damn self, I might need one of them bitches. But the method to the madness at least made it very apparent to me as to why he's been going up on stage in reference to Ye, as to why he's been going up on stage, not actually performing his records.
I don't know. I don't listen to that shit, man. Yeah. Period. I don't listen to nothing.
And I call cap on him not listening to rap because you got all these rappers on your fucking albums. You ain't making solo albums, nigga. You ain't the only rapper on your album, so you clearly listen to enough rap to be having these niggas on your shit.
Nothing, man. I'm just God, period.
That's what you want. You standing on that. Because you have to feel it. You know, obviously we spoke about Drake earlier. Dirk went from Vultures to on tour with Drake. You didn't feel no way about Dirk. I mean, you could be like, we could be vulnerable with each other. That shit was heartbreaking to you, bro.
No, it didn't break I ain't had enough heart into it for it to break my heart. It wasn't that much of it. But it didn't break my heart. But when they sending over these verses and saying like I cut my Yeezy, I can't even like. I want to say it was unbelievable, but at this point, you know, any and everything is possible. Anything and everything is possible. So it's whatever, man. You know.
Right.
All right, so there we have that from Kanye. Gave him the platform to speak on everything and everyone that's on his mind. If you want to check out more of what he has to say, there's a full 58-minute interview that you can check out, and people have now uploaded it to YouTube, but that was the segment that I found interesting, all right? So next up, we're going to move into this whole Tupac situation, man, because as y'all can see in the title, we've got a couple of people that are coming out defending Pac, right? We've got Tupac's brother, Mopreme, half-brother Mopreme, and Suge Knight. They're not talking together, but they've spoken separately about this whole Drake using Tupac as an AI to diss Kendrick, and neither one of them are taking too kindly to this situation. I really don't give a fuck about Suge Knight's opinion about nothing Tupac related, because we've been under the speculation that he had something to do with Pac's murder for fucking decades anyway, so fuck ya. But as far as Mopreme, he was with Pac, you know what I'm saying? They grew up together. Mopreme was there throughout Pac's ups and downs in the industry, right-hand man. If you go back and look at those Thug Life videos, he was a part of Thug Life, the group. If you go back and look at, you know, Strictly For My Niggas and all of those projects and stuff that were put out, Mopreme was around during that time period. So I respect him way deeper than a Suge Knight. So let's get into what Mopreme had to say, right? They both share the same last name and everything because of the family. So, boom. According to TMZ, they say Drake floored the masses when he brought Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg into his beef against Kendrick Lamar via AI, and Pac's brother thinks it was a step too far in the ongoing beef. Mopreme Shakur, Tupac's brother, tells TMZ that his issue with Drake using an AI Tupac voice is that he weaponized it all for a rap battle. Mopreme tells us Drake using Pac's voice is like bringing out a tank or even going with a nuclear option, and he thinks the battle should be one-on-one with no outside help. Please tell me this ain't the nuclear shit Joe Budden and them was talking about. But I hear you, Mopreme. He says, furthermore, of course, Mopreme isn't naive to the fact Kendrick is a West Coast legend himself, inspired by Pac. And Drake is trying to push some buttons, right? Let's see. Fans defending Drake pointed out Kendrick famously used the Tupac interview to close out To Pimp a Butterfly, the album J. Cole failed to slam, TMZ being shady. But Mopreme agrees with that move because it was an homage. They state he has nothing but love for Kendrick, Drake, and Cole, and says that they all need to make sure that the rap battle remains a sport and doesn't escalate into physical violence. Mopreme says, of course, he loves hearing his brother's voice, just not in this battle. right? So Mo Preem doesn't have a lot to say on this thing. He admits that Drake's song made him realize that AI is a hell of a tool. And in Pac's case, he's worried that younger generations might confuse the artificial Pac with the real deal, which I think is a valid question. I think that's a valid statement. So again, I'm not mad at Mo Preem. He seems to be mostly diplomatic in this situation. He said he has love for all parties involved, so it's not like he's biased or he's feeling some type of way about Pac, being utilized in the new generation. He just doesn't like this particular use case. I wonder what Mo Preem's thoughts were about that Coachella shit with the hologram and all that. I wonder what he thought about that. I wonder what he thought about those later iterations of Tupac's old music being resurfaced with whack ass beats from Eminem and them other motherfuckers too. But, that stuff was financially benefiting the family and the estate. Nonetheless, as far as who's winning the battle, Mo Preem says it's not over yet, so he can't call it. But again, I've got a lot of respect for Mo Preem because he was with Pac on a day-to-day basis for a very long time. And, I respect homie. He's one of Pac's last living family members. And we gotta take that shit with a fucking iron sword. So although I personally felt like Drake using the Tupac and Snoop angle was clever, especially because we know that Kendrick idolized Pac and had that weird ass conversation he claims he had, talking about he came to him in a dream, talking about don't let the music die. I ain't gonna lie, even back then, I thought that shit was weird, right? I wasn't doing coverage of these things back then. But when he did it, I was like, I understand you love Pac like the rest of us, but that nigga just came to you. Okay. So I felt no ways about Drake throwing that in his face, because it's like, all right, man, niggas want to call me weird, but what about the weird shit this nigga been on? I thought that was a tit for tat, but if the family don't sign off on it and they say, fuck this nigga, then we might have to strike it from the record. All right. Now, moving on to Suge Knight. He decided to make his presence known. I don't know why the fuck this nigga insists on doing podcasts from behind the cell. I guess trying to generate money for his family and keep himself in the culture. But here's what Suge had to say.
Drake, hey, Yussin, young people do what young people do. It's y'all turn. But my little homie Pop, he wasn't no joke. Ben, you damn sure ain't no joke. I'll be made up a joke now. Putting him on a song with him dissing Kendrick of everybody entertainment, that ain't how it go. As putting him on a song with Snoop, who was part of his downfall, his exit.
Hey, yo, hold the fuck on. Are you really gonna sit here and try to throw Snoop in the mix as part of Tupac's downfall and exit when your motherfucking head was sitting right next to his? And there's people out there in the industry, in your camp, you know what I'm saying, from your side, that allege that Tupac tried to jump in the back seat when the shots rang out and you grabbed him and held him as a human shield. There's people from your side that claim that you did that. And you want to put something on Snoop as far as Pac's downfall? No, sir. Now, I don't know what your dealings were with the motherfuckers that pulled up. You know what I mean? Because Pac was really stomping niggas out in your honor and your crew honor about some snatch chains and shit. You know what I mean? Got embroiled in y'all shit that he really ain't had nothing to do with. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm going to say he shouldn't have did it, but he did it out of loyalty to y'all motherfuckers. I don't know, man. It's hard for me to listen to this nigga. I hate when he speaks on Pac because it's just like, man, Freddro Starr said he wanted to sign with y'all niggas over at Death Row. Pac gave him the look like, no, you don't want to come over here, my nigga. I'm inclined to believe he might have gave you that look.
And never a good look. Pac was a king on that chessboard. He never was a pawn, so he can't make to be a pawn now. But the West Coast, it's a whole state of real gang members of all colors, all races. You want them coming together, especially when motherfuckers sleeping in the lion's den. I'll wake those lions up. On the West Coast, enter with caution.
Y'all really trying to get a lot of promotion for that beat in the background. That nigga stopped talking like 10 seconds ago, man. I thought there was more to come. What the fuck going on? All right. So, Suge issues a warning when you're dealing with the West Coast, deal with caution. I think that's a very fair assessment just in that piece alone. You know, everybody's got to tread wisely when it comes to speaking on the West Coast, doing things that could perhaps make the West Coast look bad, all of those types of things, because there are people that's going to take it personally, and people that's affiliated with people might not necessarily get the call to calm shit down. So I get what he's saying there, but we don't really respect homie like that, man. Might be the right message, wrong messenger. All right. In other Tupac news, it is now being said that his murder case is moving one step closer to trial, which I find very interesting. As of today, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested for his alleged role in Tupac's murder more than 25 years after the deadly shooting. We know about Keefe D. and his arrest. This happened, a little while back. Keefe D. did appear in court for a hearing in the Tupac Shakur murder case on Tuesday. That will be today. And in the case, Nevada prosecutors said that they should be able to review and turn over documents to end the discovery phase within 2 months. According to KSNV in Las Vegas, Chief Deputy District Attorney Binu Palau told Judge Carly Kearney the prosecution believed it collected all of the necessary documents from various agencies. Keefe D's attorney, Carl Arnold, confirmed he already received some redacted documents from prosecutors at the pretrial status hearing. Okay. They've got another status check scheduled for July 23rd. Keefe D's trial is tentatively set to begin on November 4th, when everything will actually go into motion to find out if Keefe D is in fact guilty in a court of law. There's a lot of court of opinion that believes he did do it. There's some that believe he doesn't, but he's taking the fall. There's a lot of people out there that believe Diddy is really the one pulling the strings on this Keefe D guy. Keefe D has even come out and said quite a bit about Diddy himself, right? He was arrested for Tupac's 1996 murder in 2023. He was charged with 1 count of murder with a deadly weapon, right? We all know this. Tupac was shot and killed in the drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. Authorities said Keefe D wasn't the gunman, but he devised the plan for Tupac's attack. They say he was the shot caller for this group of individuals that committed this crime, and they say he orchestrated the plan that was carried out. Keefe D has pled not guilty to murder. He maintained his innocence despite prosecutors noting how he admitted his role in Tupac's death in a memoir and in various interviews. Last year, Keefe D's former attorney claimed he lied about his involvement. They said the truthfulness of the content of the interviews was never verified. The book and interviews were done for entertainment and to make money from a situation that former LAPD detective Greg Kading and others had already profited from. That was their allegation. They say Keefe D's trial was originally supposed to start in June, and the judge moved it to November after a hearing in February. So there we have that. By November, the trial is set to start, and we'll finally get some sort of motion or some sort of closure on this Tupac tragedy going into 2025. Okay? Kind of a somber note to end the show on, but I guess the show must go on. In other fallen West Coast soldiers news, we've got Lauren London. She finally signed off on Nipsey Hussle's brother's final accounting report, which will entitle their son, the son that they share, meaning Nipsey and Miss Lauren London, their son will receive $5 million. Okay? Lauren London approved the final accounting report submitted in court by Nipsey Hussle's brother Sam, which will provide over $5 million to the son she shared with the late rapper. According to court documents obtained by Radar Online, lawyers for London informed the court that Nipsey's girlfriend and guardian of their son Cross consented to the judge signing off. Of course, we know Nipsey died on March 31st, 2019. He left behind his son Cross and a daughter named Imani, who he had with his ex, Tanisha Foster, who also was a source of contention and disruption after his passing over custody and things of that nature, visitation rights, because she had a drug problem or something to that effect. And they were trying to keep the child away from her for a period. After his death, Nipsey's brother Black Sam was appointed the administrator of the musician's estate for the past 4 years. Sam worked to handle all creditors' claims and figure out the amount that Nipsey's children would inherit. Again, Sam submitted his final accounting report in a probate case earlier this year. He said all financial matters had been resolved and all debts paid. In the report, Sam provided a list of assets that Cross and Imani would be awarded. The late rapper's property and assets totaled $11 million. His children will be paid around $5.6 million each after legal fees and other costs are paid. So that's a hell of a jump start. You know what I mean? The children will continue to receive payments as the estate pulled in money. So that means as Nipsey's brand, the marathon continues, TMC and everything that's going on with him, you know, those Crenshaw stuff and all that, they will continue to make money off of his assets. So that's great. As previously reported, Sam and his family members are co-guardians of Imani. They claim that the teen's mother was unfit to serve as guardian. As I previously stated, the family and Tanisha are still kind of going back and forth in court. Miss Tanisha has been unsuccessful in her attempts to terminate the guardianship of Imani. So she wants to get full custody of the child. The family is not letting that go. But I did see something last year or earlier this year about the fact that she was allowed to at least visit Imani. I guess she's still not satisfied with that. I mean, the child did come from her, but if you're not stable enough to take care of the baby, well, I won't say baby, but the child, y'all have had a, very tumultuous relationship anyway, and the child is happy with the family members that she is with, I think that's, it's a tough decision, man. To separate a child from their mother is always tough, but sometimes it's the better option than to basically inflict a life of pain, struggle, unwarranted trauma, That's all I'm saying. Tanisha claimed in court that her and Nipsey were on good terms at the time of his death. She claimed they shared custody, but Nipsey took care of their bills because he has far superior economic power. Tanisha admitted that she agreed to the guardianship in 2019, but said it was no longer needed. She said she initially agreed to the deal because of her financial limitations, but said Nipsey's family had not acted in Imani's best interests. Tanisha demanded that custody be reinstated. She argued that the co-guardians demonstrated a disdain for her in favor of Lauren London, and such attitude may impact the ability of the family to carry out their fiduciary duties as guardian of the estate of Imani. Basically saying if they keep Imani in their custody, take care of her life, raise her up, send her off to school, take care of her in the best way that they feel is fit, you'd basically be cut out of your financial child support or whatever it is that they're going to give you, which means that you will probably have to go get a job or go figure something out. You know what I mean? It's been a minute since I told a motherfucker to go get a job. I'm going to be very diplomatic on that, but did you? Anyway, the court has ruled that the family will serve as Imani's guardians, but the battle has yet to be fully resolved. Okay? So bare minimum, we know Cross and Imani will be inheriting $5.6 million plus any additional money that is made on behalf of his estate going forward. So we know that they're taken care of, and that shit, man, they starting off with a bigger head start than I could have ever been given, man. Shit. Shout out to Nipsey and Lauren for, you know, pushing and allowing Nipsey to become who he became, you know what I mean? Because earlier on, I ain't gonna lie, man, I wasn't too sure about Nip, you know? I liked him in the beginning with Hustle in the House. He went through a mixtape phase where I felt like his bars had began to deteriorate. I think he stopped writing his raps. And I think he kind of, you know, once he got to right before Victory Lap came out, he kind of perfected his style. And I was like, oh shit, this nigga back. But he evolved, made everything happen. And right when he was reaching his pinnacle to like really hit that stride, he was taken away from us, man. So wishing the children all the best, wishing Lauren all the best in her, you know, future endeavors, whatever that may be, you know, trying to get back into Hollywood if that's her desire, or if it's just, you know, figuring out other business ventures. I'm wishing her the best. Same for Black Sam and all affiliated with Nip. Tragedy, you know what I mean? Dude was on to some shit, man, with the tech and everything that he was getting into. We were definitely robbed. But that's what I've got for y'all on this show. Much love and respect. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? Become an insider. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. Make sure that your setting is on all so that you get all updates. I know YouTube been tripping. I see y'all in the comments. Unfortunately, I cannot control that. That is an, you know, a UI issue with YouTube and Google. I wish I could reverse the fact that y'all are not getting notifications, but hopefully they get rectified at some point. All right. Much love and respect. I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.